Hi friends, Anna Banana here, back in the studio. Today we are going to make an Andy Warhol print. We're going to be using, this is a big book on Andy Warhol. Here's a little silhouette of Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol liked to do the same image over and over and over again. So he would actually use a silk screen, which is a big screen that has little holes in it, and he would look, same thing over and over and over again. We're going to do something similar. We're just not going to use a silk screen. Here's what you're going to need. You're going to need your watercolor paper, again, cut in half. Stamper pads. These are giant ones. You can use little ones too. Stampers. I have a flower and a butterfly. Whatever you have, you can use. You're going to need a brush, watercolors, and water. So this is what mine looks like. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to take your paper. You're going to dip your brush in the water. And then I'm going to use my watercolor set. I'm going to tilt this down so you can see. And I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use yellow. Now you don't want to put a lot of paint on there. You just want a light wash is what I call it. Once again, I'm scooching my brush. I'm not going to make it real dark. I just want to paint it nice and light. Plus, you don't want to put too much paint or too much water on your paper, and it takes a long time to dry. And the paper gets curly. If the paper curls up a little bit, it's not a big deal. It will flatten out again. See this one? See how this one's nice and flat? So here, I've painted it yellow. Turn it up again so you can see. It's just a pale, pale yellow. And I'm going to fan it a little bit so it dries. If you're using watercolor paper, it dries pretty quickly. Going to fan it, fan it, fan it. Going to make it dry. Now I'm actually going to take a tissue and blot mine so I can get on with the project so you can see what to do. So now I'm taking this tissue and I'm laying it on top. Basically what I'm doing is I'm drying the paper a little bit. The color is still there. And even though it's sort of faint, I like that. So now I'm going to take my two stampers and I'm going to make the butterfly is going to be purple. And the flower is going to be blue. First, I'm going to do my butterfly. So push it down. Ooh, look. And I'm going to do it all, I'm going to turn it a little bit. I'm going to do it all over. I'm not going to do too much. You know why? Because I also have to put the flower on there. So I'm spread out a little bit. Also, don't worry if it goes off the page a little bit. I think that looks really good when that happens. Okay, so now I am done with the butterflies. Well, I have 5 on there. That's good. That's an odd number. Odd numbers in art are always the best. Now I'm going to take my little flower, which actually looks very Andy Warhol, and I'm going to put some flowers on there. Ooh, beautiful. Now this one you can turn. See how I'm turning it to make it go different ways? It looks good if you turn it and make them go different ways. Oh, fabulous. So this is all about the same image, which is the flower and the butterfly, and you're doing it over and over and over. And that's what Andy Warhol did when he made his prints. He used the same image over and over. Did you know that before Andy Warhol became a famous artist, he used to paint shoes for the newspaper as advertisements for shoes? Okay, friends, that's just a quick little Andy Warhol project. Make it your own. Use whatever you have, stampers and stamper pad wise, but just make sure that you paint the paper first and let it dry. Let it dry really well. That one looks good too, right? There's our Andy Warhol. Let me show you again my big book, Andy Warhol. See? Same flower over and over and over and over again. And he's got this nice blue background. So enjoy making this project. Send me pictures of what you make. I want to see. Miss you in the studio. Have fun. Make art. Be creative.